Hello, and today on Play to Win, will UGA be playing for a championship a year from now? Who will win the Heisman and who misses out on the NFL playoffs? We'll have all those answers and more coming up on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's hometown team report is being brought to you by Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Happy New Year, Atlanta. Welcome to 2021. You're kicking it off the right way with all of us here on Football's Play to Win. Chuck Smith, Bob Whitfield, the rest of the crew joining us here in a little bit. You rewind, and you go to the top of the season. Are you thinking that we make it to where we've made it today, considering everything that's been going on with COVID, Chuck?
Well, you know what? A credit goes out to all the scientists and all the experts and all the people that help create the kind of environment for the youth, the high school, the college, the NFL. You know, it's been a challenge, one of the toughest years for football players, period, coaches and families. So I'm glad that the teams that got to play got a chance to play, and the ones that didn't, hopefully coming up this winter, come February, they'll get a chance and everything will work out kind of like it's done for the guys here now.
Bob, you had a lot of doubts there in the middle, saying certain players weren't going to come back, and everything was just another surprise, one after another around the corner.
Well, I think this was a season for surprises and adaptation, and what you see was a lot of programs and players had to adapt what was a known scheduled thing to doing things slightly different, playing in conferences when you're independent, and really just trying to get the most out of this year. And I think it's a lot of a good testament to the attitude that the players took and the staffs and everybody involved with that just said that they were going to play some good, solid football and deal with the virus situation head on. So way to go, players. And now we get to this. We're going to have a nice little round of playoffs and championships. So it's good. It's good to be an athlete, good to be a football player, good to be involved with football.
Well, speaking of football and being an athlete and just having to adapt to the interesting environment, to say the least, that we've had, what do you think UGA needs to do to play for a national championship next year, Chuck?
Develop a dominant passing game. If you look at the teams, particularly Alabama, if you look at Florida, if you look at the teams, to me, that are the high-flying offenses, that's what Georgia has to develop. I think they got the right elements and the right components, but I think Georgia needs to be able to air it out and put up big numbers, and that's from the passing game.
And outside of obviously what needs to happen with COVID, what does Tech need to do to make it into a bowl game next season, Bob?
I think they're on their way. I think they're doing a lot of things right. They're an aggressive team now. They're not that old rambling wreck that you saw on the field. So they're making plays. They're getting young players in early that's going to make strides at quarterback, at offensive line. So look for them to improve and really look for them to be dominant in the next 2 years.
If you had to pick one thing that you were most excited about in the new year with football, Chuck, what would you say that would be?
I would say a full season of all the different conferences playing at the same time. So there won't be a question if Ohio State played enough games. There won't be a question if, you know, where the rankings are and who's this and who's that. I'm excited about all the conferences playing and everybody getting a chance on the even slate to have a chance next year this time to play for the national championship.
Yeah, a lot to look forward to in 2021 and a lot to unpack on today's show, guys. You don't want to miss it. When we come back, we're going to talk Heisman. We're going to talk SEC, ACC, and more around the NFL. You don't want to miss a second. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
Recognized as a top-rated law firm for professional excellence in legal expertise, communication skills, and highest ethical standards. We are Montlick Injury Attorneys, and we know what it takes to win.
The holidays are a time for giving. to your friends,
your family,
to your teacher.
In that spirit of giving,
Chevy's proud to give our employee discount to everyone.
The Chevy price you pay
Is what we pay.
Not a cent more.
because giving and giving back is what the holidays are all about.
Now through January 4th, use the Chevy employee discount for everyone to get a total value of over $8,400 on this Silverado. Hurry, the employee discount for everyone ends January 4th.
This is it.
Get the new bucket, get it, get the new bucket, get it. This is it, they got that new bucket on the block. Golden crispy Southern Kitchen fried chicken. Get the new bucket. Making flavored marinated fried chicken. Get the new bucket. Delicious size with our Southern Kitchen fixing. Get the new bucket. This is it, Southern Kitchen fried chicken.
This is its new bucket on the block. Order online at thisisitbbq.com for pickup or delivery.
I know this all looks very Hollywood, but guess what? This is a Nissan sales event ad. Sales event ads are usually boring. Is this boring? There's a nice little present. This Altima has intelligent all-wheel drive, unlike that Accord behind me. What did you want, a big red bow?
Save up to $8,012 on select models.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealer.
Welcome back. Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. Chris Marler joins us now to talk some Heisman Trophy candidates. Now, Chris, I want you to set I know you never have bias towards Bama players. If you could just set that aside real quick, let's take a look at some of our candidates. And who's your favorite to win the Heisman?
Nikki, I'm so glad you prefaced this with put the Bama bias aside, because there's nothing better than backing that up with actual stats, facts, and numbers. And what you're looking at right here, Devontae Smith, in my opinion, should win the Heisman. This has been an incredible year. There's been some truly incredible seasons in football. And you honestly could have had 8 to 10 finalists. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to win it. If he does, it'll be a travesty because his numbers, not just because he missed games, are behind Mac Jones and Kyle Trask. Devontae Smith has done everything his teams needed to do, and he did it after Jalen Waddle went down. He's been the best player in college football for weeks now. It's not a secret anymore. He should win the Heisman.
Chuck?
I hear what you're saying, Chris, and I don't disagree with Devontae Smith. And he's had a phenomenal year, maybe the best player. But to me, it's come down to now whoever throws the most touchdowns and has the most yards. So when I look at Kyle Trask, to me, it's the numbers that pop out. And I mean, the guy had a phenomenal year, threw for big yardage. And when you look at what he did against Alabama in the SEC championship, I think that could put him over the hump. Now, Trevor Lawrence, let me tell you why he might be my sleeper real quick. Is because his book of work, he's only lost one game in college. He might get the award just for what he's done in the past. So it wouldn't surprise me if he pulled an upset.
Bob, you had to give a Coach of the Year trophy to someone. Who would you give that to?
Coach of the Year. I'm definitely going to give it to Nick Saban, because who else we going to give it to? We always going to look at Nick and keeping that team loaded, fully stocked, one receiver down, the next one steps up, big play at quarterback, running back, offense, defense line, everything good. Nick Saban. He has COVID. He snaps back within like 2 15-minute periods. Nick Saban, he's the man.
The man puts his pants on every day like everybody else. Chris, spoiler alert, Coach of the Year is Saban.
God, if I'm so glad we have you on here, Nikki, because if as much as I love Bama, you seem to hate him every single week as well. So I would say Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina. He's done an incredible job, and I tell you why. What he did in the short week with BYU and scheduling that game and then beating a BYU team that everyone in the country thought was going to walk in there and walk out with a victory. Jamie Chadwell from Coastal Carolina did a phenomenal job all season, besides last Saturday.
Guys. We've got more coming up next. We're going to ask, is the free transfer rule good for college football? Stay tuned. We'll dig in next on Play to Win.
I know this all looks very Hollywood, but guess what? This is a Nissan sales event ad. Sales event ads are usually boring. Is this boring? There's a nice little present. This Altima has intelligent all-wheel drive, unlike that Accord behind me. What did you want, a big red bow?
Save up to $8,012 on select models.
Every day, we roll out before sunrise. Our dedication is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
up to $3,000 in cash incentives.
We've owned a few different houses through the years. Your company was absolutely the best. They were so professional. Everything they did, they didn't get a mark on a wall or anything else. It was clean, it was friendly, and it was fun. And most of the time, moving is not fun. I'm going to give a great recommendation to Atlanta Peach Movers. It's always on time and it's always professional. There is no tree in Atlanta Peach Movers.
To schedule your move, call Atlanta Peach Movers today.
Your mother is a special lady, and on her special day, you promised her a special celebration. But if slow upload speeds won't let your video call through because you have cable, just remember, you're not a bad son. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 20 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877 only ATT.
Today's University of Georgia Report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Welcome back. It's time for our dog report brought to you by Beaver Toyota. Let's take a look at those rankings for the recruiting class. And this, spoiler alert, probably is where we start taking over the dog report to talk about Alabama again. Chris, do you see in these class rankings what's lining up with what you're seeing on Saturday?
Well, Nikki, first off, I don't know why you said again, because usually we talk about Georgia quarterbacks every single week. But looking at this, those top 5 teams, you know, people sometimes say stars don't matter. Chuck, I think you would probably disagree with that. There's some examples of where, you know, a 3-star, 2-star, no star has excelled. But when you look at the teams with the most 5 stars currently on their roster, UGA, Bama, Ohio State, Clemson, LSU, those 5 teams are the ones mostly competing for national championships or winning them. So I think recruiting obviously does matter, and the 5 stars rankings do matter as well. So it was fun to see how that closed out.
Chuck, it's always awesome to hear your take on the recruiting class because you definitely have some insight that other people don't have.
I brought out a term a couple of weeks ago called goons. I talked about Alabama, Georgia, and the SEC goons. Now, it ain't the typical Webster Dictionary goons. Now, the goons I'm talking about are when they walk out the tunnel in the SEC. When they walk next to you, you like, yeah, these are my boys. That's what Alabama has, those kind of goons. That's what Georgia and UC, the SEC teams who lead the charge, they got what I call big, swole, explosive kind of guys. And that really what separates what is a 4-star and a 5-star. It's the measurables. The guys at the schools that are in the top 5, including Clemson, Georgia, LSU, UC, Alabama, it's because they have the bigger, stronger, more imposing guys at this level. And I mean, a credit again to Alabama. We give you a lot of flack, Chris, about Alabama. But the bottom line is it's time for everybody else to man up. Man up. Go get your 5 stars. So stop whining. Go get your 5 stars.
Well, and I'll say that too. Georgia fans would like to hear this. I think that they lost obviously on the actual field this year. They've dominated Florida for several years now under Kirby Smart, but they always dominate Florida on the recruiting trail. And Dan Mullen not being able to sign 5 stars, I mean, that's just tale as old as time at this point. And I think that when you see that, I know they won this year, but when you talk about the talent level from the entire roster, Georgia is really, really starting to get it's unfair. It's an embarrassment of riches.
An embarrassment of riches. How do you guys feel about the free transfer rule? Like it, love it, hate it?
Well, the way that Ohio State got right with the Justin Fields, who had to lobby and petition for his eligibility, when you have the opportunity to get right with players who were 5 stars sitting in the wings somewhere else, the free transfer will help players to say, hey, I can go and take my talents to somewhere else and play some top-level football, get my degree, and advance my career instead of languishing on someone's bench somewhere. So I think it's to the advantage of the players.
Chuck, do you agree?
I agree a little bit, but what I would say is this. As a former college coach, I would hate it. I'm just telling you, knowing that your player has control over the situation and he can control the narrative and just leave, yes, I hated it. Now, as a player, it's free agency. So to me, it gives the players a lot of leverage, guys.
And last but not least, Chris.
No, I agree. I agree completely. And I tell you what, the one thing, the downside for these coaches, we talk about those salaries a lot, they're going to earn that money because they never stop actively recruit your own players even.
All right, guys, when we come back, we're going to talk NFL playoffs, who's in and who's missing out. Stick with us. We'll be right back on Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Chevrolet, find new road. Reliable heating and air. and the Atlanta Health Clinic.
Hey Atlanta, Linda Beaver here with a very important reminder. The final days of Toyotathon are almost gone and your opportunities have never been better. Maybe you need more for your trade? No problem. Need no payments for 3 months? No problem. Need help with financing? We can do that too. No matter what you need, my team will work very hard to get the Toyota of your dreams. And remember, time is running out. Don't miss Toyotathon at your favorite family dealership, Beaver, Toyota and Cumming. Don't make me come get you.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
I know this all looks very Hollywood, but guess what? This is a Nissan sales event ad. Sales event ads are usually boring. Is this boring? There's a nice little present. This Altima has intelligent all-wheel drive, unlike that Accord behind me. What did you want, a big red bow?
Save up to $8,012 on select models.
Today's NFL Road to the Super Bowl is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Find new roads.
Welcome back. The road to the 2021 Super Bowl is brought to you by Georgia Drive Chevy. Guys, I can't believe we've made it this far in these crazy times with COVID. Terrence Mathis, welcome back to the show. Let's take a look at some of these NFC wildcard standings and try to piece together what the end might look like here. What are your thoughts, Terrence?
Well, as you look at this is interesting right here. You know, weeks ago, we kind of wrote Dallas off, and look at there. They beat the Giants this weekend. There's a chance that they may lead Washington because Washington loses to Philly. But we can look, then you get look at Arizona and the Rams playing head to head to get in. And then Chicago has to beat Green Bay to have an opportunity to get in. We got all these scenarios, but when it comes down to it, if you're one of these teams, all you can take care of your business, and that's winning your game, and don't worry about anything else. Because if you're worrying about what everybody else is doing and watching that scoreboard, you'll lose your game.
Playing in your own yard. Bob, who's in, who's out?
Ooh, this is going to be hard to say, but it's a toss-up here. I think Dallas is going to prevail here because the NFC matchup, that East matchup, is the one that everybody is wondering which losing team's going to get in the playoffs. And I think Dallas is going to show that resiliency. And Andy Dalton, the redhead quarterback, is taking that team, and he's going to get them in. And Ezekiel Elliott's going to have to score some running touchdowns. So look at Dallas, CeeDee Lamb, and that bunch, a team that we really thought highly of early on in the season, be the NFC East champs.
Chuck, are you team Dally or no?
Nah, I ain't team Dally. To me, Dally is I ain't even gonna waste this airtime by talking about Dally. I'm gonna talk about the MVP in the Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers. To me, who should be the MVP. Looking at Aaron Rodgers. So here's what's really interesting. Green Bay, you saw them last week against the Titans play in the snow. They ran the ball. They were able to throw the ball. So to me, New Orleans trying to go in there and win. I'm not quite sold on New Orleans, particularly if they have Drew Brees at quarterback, and I see them as a number 2 seed. But my wild card team, meaning the somewhat of a sleeper that no one's really talking about, even though they're doing really good, is the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks, I'm telling you, they're battle tested. I wouldn't be surprised if Seattle came out of the NFC.
All right, and switching gears over to the AFC, let's take a look at those AFC wildcard standings as they've shaken out right now. Terrence, what do you say? Who's in, who's missing out?
Well, you know, Miami has to go on the road and play Buffalo. That's going to be a tough matchup for them. Baltimore plays Cincinnati, they're in. Cleveland plays Pittsburgh, they're out. Here's the interesting thing right here. If Indianapolis wins this weekend and Tennessee loses, Indianapolis is the AFC South champions.
That is an interesting scenario. Chuck, what do you think?
Well, the first 3 are pretty much set. I mean, I see Kansas City, Buffalo, and Pittsburgh, but number 4, where Tennessee is, that's where it gets real dicey. You got 5 teams shooting for 4 different slots. So when you think about it, this is an interesting scenario, but I'm going to tell you this. Watch out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. That second half they had last week could be the catalyst. I still think the Steelers got a chance to knock off Kansas City.
Bob, real quick, what scenario you have your eyes on?
Kansas City in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
You know what? A man, a few words. And when we come back, which rookies are the best in the NFL? We'll break it down next on Play to Win.
The holidays are a time for giving.
To your friends. Your family.
To your teachers.
In that spirit of giving, Chevy's proud to give our employee discount to everyone. The Chevy price you pay
Is what we pay. Not a cent more.
because giving and giving back is what the holidays are all about.
Now through January 4th, use the Chevy Employee Discount for Everyone to get a total value of over $8,400 on this Silverado. Hurry, the Employee Discount for Everyone ends January 4th.
This is my family. I've worked hard to make sure they're happy. Then I got hurt on the job. No income. The medical bills. We even thought we might lose our home, but we were smart. We hired a workers' comp lawyer.
At Montlick & Associates, we've handled workers' compensation cases for over 35 years. If you've been seriously injured, call 1-800-LAW-NEED or dial #WIN from your cell phone.
My lawyer got me my benefits so I could take care of my family.
Your mother is a special lady, and on her special day, you promised her a special celebration. But if slow upload speeds won't let your video call through because you have cable, just remember, you're not a bad son. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers a faster internet experience with 20 times faster upload speeds than cable. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 1-877-ONLY-ATT.
It's bow time.
Nope, you're not seeing double. Right now, you can get 2 thick, hearty steak biscuits for $5 only at Bojangles. And a deal that good is enough to make anyone dizzy.
It's bow time.
Today's NFL Report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Our NFL Report is brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Tua's rookie season. How are we grading him right now, Terrence?
I would say a B. You know, he was not expected to play this year. They threw him in there whatsoever. He managed the game well. He didn't do anything that was detrimental in games that caused him to lose football games. He played a little banged up, but he did enough to help this team win football games down the road. And then, you know, at the end of the day, he can play freely because when Fitzpatrick comes in and takes over, he's the relief pitcher for the Miami Dolphins. So I give him a B for this season.
Did it all for the rookies. What do you think, Bob?
He's very generous to Tua, giving him a B with that. But it's a guy that's the right tackle at Tampa Bay, the Tristan Wirfs, came out of Iowa. He's been anchoring the offensive line down there. So for a rookie offensive lineman having to face some of the premier positions, especially the position from the Saints, defensive end from the Saints, and Burns from Carolina. So for right tackle from Tampa Bay, he's been my phenomenal rookie player holding down the right side of that line for Tampa Bay.
Chuck, how do you feel about Tua right now? How do you rate him?
You know, Nikki, I like what I saw. First and foremost, he got out there, he competed, and he did pretty good when he had his opportunities. But what you're seeing a rookie that he's quite not ready, Nikki. So, I mean, I don't like giving grades, but I guess in this, I'd have to say a B. He got out there, he helped him win a couple games, but ultimately it showed that Tua is not ready for the fast pace right now in the NFL. But I think he has a bright future.
Well, who is then? Who are your picks for Rookie of the Year?
All right, number one, in the AFC, I like Justin Herbert, the quarterback for San Diego. He has been absolutely phenomenal. Really the only thing that's shown really well for this team. And in the NFC, Jeremy Chin. Not many people will probably know his name. He's the safety for the Carolina Panthers. To me, he is the Rookie of the Year in the NFC. He is phenomenal. The Panthers have a big-time safety, big-time playmaker to build around that defense.
Who are your favorites, Terrence?
And, you know, I'm going to go with the two Justins, Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson, the receiver for the Minnesota Vikings, have had a great career and a great season. And then at the end of the day, you look at Chase Young with the Washington football team. It's not what the numbers he's put up, but just the way he affects the game and has other teammates playing at a high level.
I love how you said career and season, because this whole season has felt like a career. I mean, I would definitely agree with you there, guys. When we come back, we're going to get those picks from Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. You don't want to miss it. We put a bow on the show next, coming up on Play to Win.
Life is reliably unreliable, and your home is no exception. Whether it's got the chills, or it's temp, the drips, or the zaps. Whatever the ailment, you need a reliable solution fast. That's where Reliable Heating and Air comes in. We're talking same-day service, all backed by the 100% satisfaction reliable guarantee. Go to reliableair.com today to schedule your same-day service.
I know this all looks very Hollywood, but guess what? This is a Nissan sales event ad. Sales event ads are usually boring. Is this boring? There's a nice little present. This Altima has intelligent all-wheel drive, unlike that Accord behind me. What did you want, a big red bow?
Save up to $8,012 on select models.
We interrupt your erectile dysfunction with an important message. If erectile dysfunction or Peyronie's disease has you down, the doctors at Atlanta Health Clinic can help. No pills, no surgery, no needles, no pain. We have the newest revolutionary U.S. patented medical process and device from Europe, utilizing advanced acoustic wave technology, proven effective regardless of your age or medical condition. Visit AtlantaHealthClinic.com or call for your consultation with our doctors today and avoid interruption.
Today's college and NFL predictions is being brought to you by the Atlanta Health Clinic, named Industry Best 2020 for treating ED and Peyronie's disease.
Welcome back. Our college and NFL predictions are brought to you by the Atlanta Health Clinic. Welcome back, Jeffrey the Edge Schechter. It's the top of the new year, and we got to have those picks. Give them to us.
With the exception of the championship game, today's the last day of bowls. There really aren't that many good games, but I do like one game. I like A&M to kill North Carolina. I think they're a little PO. They didn't get into the playoffs. Give the 7 with Texas A&M. In the pros, 2 big surprises. Buffalo, number 2 seed, playing great ball. Miami, a shot at the playoffs. This is a good game. Take the floor, Miami. If they can run the ball, keep Buffalo's offense off the field, they'll do well. Dallas has won 3 in a row. Giants have absolutely no offense. Give the 3 with Dallas. And, you know, Atlanta played 3-quarter games. They'd be undefeated. But I like them today against Tampa. For what reason, I have no idea. Take the 6.5 with Atlanta at Tampa. Good luck, everybody.
Well, you know what? 2021 is already starting off better for the Atlanta Falcons when you're going to pick them, Jeffrey. Thank you so much, guys. Happy New Year, everyone. And thank you so much for tuning into another week of Football's Play to Win. We'll see you all next week, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. on Fox 5.
Today's show has been brought to you by AT&T, Beaver Toyota, and Montlick & Associates. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.